Hi there, this is Andy from Blessed Man Meditations. Recently, Alex O'Connor from Cosmic Skeptic posted a video containing about 40 arguments for atheism. I have no personal vindictive vendetta against Alex or against any other atheist. I love Alex, and I love all atheists as my fellow people, all created in God's image. But I believe their epistemology is wrong and needs to be responded to. This video will be part of a lengthy series I plan to do in response to each argument Alex makes. So please like this video, comment, and please subscribe. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. Today on Blessed Man Meditations, we continue responding to Alex O'Connor in his video, Every Argument to Atheism, Every Argument for Atheism, rather. Today we look at the issue of scholarship. Redeem Zoomer in the video is quoted as saying, "Some secular scholars think the Gospels are a mix of real quotes from the historical Jesus and fake quotes added by the church." Alex responds. He says, "What other kinds of scholars would you want other than secular scholars?" He says, "Would you want religiously motivated scholars?" Alex goes on to define secular. He says it means not affected by religion. He says, so any scholar should not be motivated by a religion to modify their records, even if they're Christian. Alex says maybe atheistic should have been used by Redeem Zoomer instead of secular in the argument made. So let me respond to Alex by asking the question, how should we define the term scholar? One useful definition of the term scholar is a specialist in a particular branch of study. Such specialists must know a lot about whatever their specialty is, at least quite a bit more than a layperson, because it's the lay people that rely on the scholars for their information. Otherwise, the scholarly specialist could not speak or write on the subject with scholarly authority if they were not more knowledgeable than a layperson. Even the scholar that's widely regarded as the most knowledgeable in their field of expertise should be honest enough and should be willing to admit that they do not and will never know all there is about their particular specialty. If we're honest, someone or something motivates every one of us. A Christian should be motivated by God and His glory. A Christian should be motivated by making God's name great everywhere they go. A secular scholar, in contrast, will not have the same motivation as a Christian scholar. Some secular scholars will not show motivation or bias in any direction, or will not as noticeably show motivation or bias in any direction. Other scholars will be motivated by denouncing Christ and Christians. The Jesus Seminar, for example, is one such group that is motivated by denouncing Christ and Christians. There's a video on this channel that talks about how the Jesus Seminar misrepresents the New Testament doctrines about Jesus. You can look for that thumbnail on this channel. If we're going to be as objective as possible, we have to eliminate all forms of bias, and there is nobody who can perfectly be completely unbiased. Try as they might, nobody can be perfectly objective. Someone may think they're being objective, but all of us carry our own personal experiences wherever we go, whether we realize it or not. Those experiences affect how we interpret the world around us. There is some truth that is objective. Objective truth never changes, regardless of how someone's opinions may change. Many scholars make subjective statements that sound like objective truth claims, such as, there is no evidence for God. That is a subjective statement that cannot be proven scientifically. The point that Alice does not seem to appear to address is that just as there are scholars that are motivated by what they consider to be the truth of their religion, those would be religious scholars, there are likewise secular scholars that have motives that could also be called into question. Just as Alex would like to call into question the motives of religious scholars, so too secular scholars can have their motives questioned as well. Some secular scholars seem to be motivated by a hatred of any form of religion, any form, not just Christianity, but any form. These may refer to the atheistic scholars that Alex referenced in his video. This atheistic scholarly hatred may be because of a hurtful personal experience in the scholar's past, in the atheistic scholar's past. This atheistic scholarly hatred may be because of legitimate hurt caused by a bad religion. This atheistic scholarly hatred may be because of legitimate hurt caused by bad practices of a good religion. If the scholar cannot get past this hurt from their past, it follows them everywhere they go and influences their scholarship. It influences how they look at Christian data, for instance, in support of the evidence for God's existence and the truth of Christianity. So my point is that as many religious scholars are motivated by their religion, it's equally valid that some secular scholars are motivated by secularism. If Alex is going to be consistent, he needs to recognize that. Maybe he does. Take, for example, many, not all, of today's secular scientists in today's universities. I've heard stories of scientists who either were told they would lose funding or did lose funding for denying evolution, which can be viewed in some circles as a religion. So the atheist also has to check their motives. When you hear some atheistic scholars speak, some listeners should be willing to admit that the scholars speak with what sounds like a hatred for a being they claim does not exist. When they speak with such scholarly hatred, it sounds an awful lot like anti-religious motivation, which to me goes beyond what is meant by the term secular as Alex uses it. I do not think it's realistic that one's worldview cannot affect their scholarship. One's worldview, no matter what the worldview is bound to affect that person's scholarship, even if the scholar doesn't recognize it. Please see the presentation on worldview on this channel that explains, among other things, that worldview affects everything. Alex's argument is just not complete or accurate enough for Alex to assert that a secular scholar is merely a scholar that is not affected by religion. When you hear many internet atheists, it's obvious that they're not merely not affected. They are militantly motivated to argue against it. Religion, therefore, affects them to the point to where they feel the need to militate against it. So perhaps Alex is correct. Maybe it would have been better for Redeemed Zoomer to use the term atheistic rather than secular in his argument. There is an additional nuanced point that Alex makes that I can address in a subsequent video. Every scholar on every subject is going to be influenced by their worldview. Our worldviews inform all that we do, whether we like it or not, or whether we realize it or not. So Alex is right. Some scholars are religiously motivated. Sometimes this can be a positive thing. Other times it is not a positive thing, as Alex has pointed out. Likewise, some secular scholars let anti-religious bias rule the day, and that bias prevents them from considering the content of what apologists say, such as the evidence they present for the existence of God or the truth of Christianity, in an objective manner. Secular and anti-religious scholars are influenced just as much by their worldview as theistic scholars are influenced by their worldview. And that is the thumbnail to the presentation about worldview that I have referred to. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a blessed rest of your day.